Hello, this is UGTV and I'm Kesogi. Today my classmates and I will talk about one of the most authentic issues which is directly connected to our lives. You might have guessed, it's the life of teenagers in Georgia. I think that being a teenager is much harder than being an adult. Teenagers are constantly under a huge amount of stress. Our bodies are changing physically and mentally, and we are put under a huge amount of pressure. Besides that, adults have incredibly high expectations, so as a result, balancing between school and after-school activities are a lot for teenagers to handle. And we don't have time to unwind and relax. Our team has thought a lot, and we have chosen some problems which in our opinion are the most urgent. Saba Bublashvili will be the first. Hello, Saba.
Well, good evening, Keso. As teens get older, they begin facing big challenges like learning what kind of person they are, where they fit in, and what they want to do in life. Their brains are also rapidly developing. They are gaining new thinking skills and new social interests. They should decide their main future by themselves. It's important to recognize that wanting more privacy does not necessarily mean that he has something to hide. As teens grow up, they want to be trusted to do more things than they did before. They also want to be independent and responsible. And when teens are given the privacy they need, it helps them to become more self-confident. When parents have invaded their privacy, the result is often more conflicts at home. Teens feel like their parents don't trust them. So parents give your teen child more space and privacy without compromising their need for safety, guidance, and assistance from you. For instance, you still need to know where your teen is going, who they are going to be with, and when they will be at home. But for example, you don't need to know what they discussed with their friends. Ways you can give your teen privacy include asking before getting something out of their wallet or backpack, giving them time alone, knocking on the door before going into their room, or leaving their mobile phones or notebooks alone, letting them to have private conversations with their friends.
Thank you, Saba. I really appreciate your opinion. Our next student will be Georgi Boguchava.
Good evening, Kes. As I find out, one of the most common problems in teenagers' life is sleep deprivation. Almost all of us have a problem with getting sleep at a decent hour and getting up without feeling lazy. But mostly it's not our fault. The reason is biological clock. Biological clock is used by our body to control sleep time. At the evenings, our body produces hormone melatonin, which encourages sleepiness. In the morning, serotonin, which provides wakefulness. There was a study about it, and they found out that teenagers' biological clock is out of sync for about 1 hour, and it is main factor for our lazy streak. Problem with sleep will cause not only learning, but also health and even life problems. That's why teenagers are more likely to have anxiety and depression, and they are sleepy. Unfortunately, there was no study about biological clock yet, so we can't really do nothing. Maybe just start school at 11 a.m.
Thank you, Georgi. Now let's listen to Nini.
Good day, Keso. I will talk about teenagers' laziness. You will agree with me that nowadays almost every teenager is very lazy. Hybrid learning and COVID reality have changed our daily lives. We are not as active as we were previous years, and we have more online communication with friends, which has big impact on a person's mood and relationship with society. Of course, we shouldn't blame only pandemic. Besides it, teenagers are busy with gadgets and social networking, which leads to less face-to-face communication. You might ask me, how can we deal with laziness? In my opinion, you should do daily routine. Instead of using your mobile phone or your computer, start reading a book or do some sport. It may be hard at first, but eventually you will get used to some routine and become more active.
Thanks, Nini. Now let's listen to Anastasia Babukhadia.
Hello, Keso. I want to talk about the importance of friendship for teenagers. First of all, we all know that among teenagers there are such kind of negative relationships called toxic friendships or just frenemies. Such kind of friends are abusive and damaging. It means that you can get easily into a trouble because they are not mentally tested. They don't know exactly what they're doing. And of course, if some of your teenage friends have immoral behavior, it might have a bad influence on you. But on the other hand, teenagers devoted friends like a personal support group, as friends and friendships can give teenagers a sense of belonging, a feeling of being valued, and help with developing the self-confidence. Also, it can give a sense of security and comfort that comes from being with others, going through the similar experiences. Also, it can give an information the changes that the puberty brings and what's going on physically and emotionally with a teenager. Also, it's a way of experiment with the different values, roles, identities, and ideas. Also, it's an experience in getting along with the people of the opposite gender, and a social group to do new things with, especially things that are different from what their families do. In conclusion, Amy Polker says, find a group of people who challenge and inspire you. Spend a lot of time with them and it will change your life.
Thank you, Esso. You were very emotional. Now let's listen to Geso.
Good evening. I will talk about the love and trust what teenagers want from their parents and teachers. Young people are going through teenage years, need what they have always wanted from everyone. As I have mentioned, they want adults' love, support, encouragement, and attention. The difference between childhood and teenagehood is that while children need their parents and teachers to be in lead, pulling them, directing their steps, and making important decisions, teenagers need to be side by side. We need helpful attention rather than protective attention. As you understood, all of us need to be protected, safe. We need attention and love from our parents and teachers. We want caring and understanding adults around us. Oh, and what is confusing? We are told to act like grown-ups, and then suddenly everyone expects us to act according to our age and enjoy being young. And after that, adults keep calling us messed up generation with technology, selfies, social media. What a pity.
Lots of thanks to my dearest friends, teenagers. Don't forget that now we are in process to break away from our parents' grasp. We are neither adults nor children. We aren't yet able to go off alone, but we're trying. So with adults' love and support, everything will be okay. Our teenagers will be exactly what they are supposed to be. Everybody has their own path. It's laid out for us. It's just up to us to walk it.